What is the transition to adulthood? Every year, over 100,000 autistic youth in the U.S. leave high school and set out on the journey of becoming an adult. This process begins gradually during the high school years, but may feel more intense when youth lose the services they were receiving through special education and when they potentially lose other social connections as well. Changes in routines and with friends can be an emotional and complicated process for any young adult, but autistic young adults and their families may have more issues and concerns to deal with. For many autistic youth and young adults, becoming an adult means finding new ways and people to support you and your goals. Students leave high school, say goodbye to people who knew and supported them, and they may even start a job or change where they live, start college or training, make new friends, use new transportation, open a bank account, do their own grocery shopping, and even make their own appointments. They also may move from doctors who see children to doctors who see adults. This is a time when many autistic young adults may begin to understand their diagnoses on their own terms and learn what it is to be a self-advocate. Some may even receive an autism diagnosis during this time and have to regroup and rethink about their transition journey. And it's also a time when some families may need to take on new responsibilities for supporting their autistic youth at home and in the community. It's a lot of different changes at one time, and autistic youth often need services and supports to help them through these transitions. Some need vocational supports to get them a job or to go to school or job training. Some want to look for new housing. Some may need to find new daily living supports to help them with tasks and personal care at home and to build their independence, while others may want help finding social and recreational activities that are available in their community. Those looking for adult services and supports may have to apply for Medicaid or SSI, find new programs or agencies that provide supports for adults, find a new doctor, or figure out how to get accommodations at college. This could also mean having to think about legal choices like guardianship, where other people make life decisions for the youth, versus supported decision-making where youth retain their legal independence. Finding new programs and options is such a huge part of transition. Around the age of 18, youth have to transition to supports and services that are designed for adults, and it can feel overwhelming to have so many questions but few answers, and it can also be hard to find services. The law requires special education and related services during high school for those who qualify, but once you leave school, there is no law that requires access to services for autistic adults and youth, so families have to search out and apply for adult services. This requires a lot of documentation, applications, and learning lots of new vocabulary, such as the names of the programs. These new procedures can make it feel like the policies, processes, and rules come before the needs of youth and their families. Waitlists for services can create difficulties and can take a toll emotionally. Youth might go through periods of time where they have no work or activities. This can be financially challenging, which may influence the health and mental health of autistic youth and their families. Some youth may have a harder time accessing help during the transition, like if an autistic youth is from a household impacted by poverty, if their school was underfunded and didn't offer many resources, if they have a precarious immigration status, or if they are a Black or brown autistic youth. The needs of women and girls are also often overlooked during the transition years, and we are only just beginning to learn about the needs of LGBTQIA youth. So we want to know if this video does a good job of telling people's transition stories.